guys, what is going on? And welcome back to a brand new podcast on the Anfield Talk. Today, I am joined once again by my good friend Jamie. How are you doing, mate?
I'm very good, very good.
Yeah, we're all excited, aren't we, that the international break is finished and proper football is about to begin once again. But sorry, Jamie, but you're not the most important person joining me today.
Definitely not.
Because once again, if you guys have seen our tweets, you will have known that Pipe Sierra is back with us on the Anfield Talk. He's going to come on the podcast more often and, talk about Luis Diaz, Colombia, Liverpool, everything football related. So, Pipe, welcome back to the podcast, mate.
Hi guys, it's a pleasure for me that you singing me like a new journalist, if you want to say in this way, to that pod. It's an honor for me, and I'm very happy to give you the best news of Luis Diaz and other things that I know Liverpool fans want to know.
Great. Yeah. Once again, we appreciate you and your time. And ever since that space on, in the January transfer window, you've been absolutely, class with us. You've been very nice, very friendly, giving your time up for us. So we do appreciate you, mate. And Pipe, we're going to get straight into it. So I just want to know, because Luis Diaz has come into Liverpool, like you told us before, big superstar in Colombia, a big, big name. What I want to know, right, is how has this move to Liverpool, how has it reached out in Colombia? So are there Liverpool shirts flying around now? Or are there loads of Liverpool fans in Colombia? Are you watching Liverpool games yourself? So has this impacted Colombia in like a big way for Liverpool?
Now, first of all, I really enjoyed that space. It was a pleasure, and I feel all the love of the Liverpool fans, and for me and for Luis Diaz, obviously. And guys, first of all, I want to talk you and to tell you that the all the Liverpool fans that listen the podcast that nowadays with this sad elimination of the national team and the no qualification to the Qatar 2022, I know that in this moment, Luis Diaz is the principal name that be part of the next generation because the team, because the leadership, because this game, and because his game, and I know he's the leader. Nowadays, every people know in Colombia, and with this answer, start my answer to your question. Nowadays, Luis Diaz is the leader, and he going to command national team of Colombia to the next World Cup in USA, Mexico, and Canada. And I'm going to answer you with this quickly start. Nowadays, the most important match in the weekend in the international games is watch Liverpool. So every people sit down and meet to watch the games.
Wow.
Doesn't matter if he's on the lineup or no, but every people know the names of the squad of Liverpool and how Jurgen Klopp is using Luis Diaz and how he's using with Mane, with Diogo Jota, with Firmino. And this is awesome because in the streets you can see how people sell the Liverpool shirts with the name of Luis Diaz. Obviously, no originals. I'm going to find a guy that sell the shirts. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to post it with our Tadpot accounts to all the people know what is the meaning of this move of Luis Diaz to Liverpool. It's awesome, and every people is happy because every people know that the importance of Liverpool in the world and his impact is awesome. So we are very satisfied with this move.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we're all absolutely delighted with the start that he's had with Liverpool. You know, he's come in straight away, not really knowing the country, the system that Klopp's playing, because, you know, I read that Klopp said he's not even told him the details of the tactics and, you know, the specific way he wants him to play. So Luis Diaz has just come into a team, started playing, being himself, like kind of expressing himself a bit, and then pre-season coming up is when the details are going to come in, and Luis Diaz is going to, you know, learn the ins and the outs of Liverpool. And I find that really interesting. And look, I just want to touch on what you said about the Colombian national team. And of course, we're all absolutely gutted for you. You know, I really wanted them to do it. But just in that break, we did see a beautiful Luis Diaz goal, and I stayed up that night and watched that game. And when he scored it, I cheered like he scored it for Liverpool. And um, what I want to know as well is, what are your thoughts on Luis Diaz's start at Liverpool? Like, how would you rate it so far in what he's done since, you know, we've seen him score a goal already. He got an assist on his debut against Cardiff City. Really nice assist as well. It was beautiful. So how do you, you know, rank his start to life at Liverpool in terms of playing?
I think it, and I know because I talked with the camp of Luis Diaz. He's very happy. He feels honored because he's passing all this process to adapt to the best league in the world. Everybody knows here that is the Premier League, and it's weird that a Colombian player, and this is true because maybe the Colombian mentality is different, and the South American mentality is different that you maybe believe. And for us, it's difficult to understand this quickly adaptation to Luis Diaz to the Liverpool team and the league, because it is not normal. And when Luis Diaz goes to Porto, he needs maybe like 6 months to adapt to the European football. And now, in 1 month and maybe less, he adapt perfect to the Premier League. Of course, he starts this process and needs a lot of weeks to finish this adaptation. But nowadays we can see the process is in a good way, and we are very happy to for that. And the second thing is I want to tell you guys is, here in Colombia, the friends of Luis Diaz in the national team say us that he is not. I don't know how to say. Maybe let me find the word. Um, with the fumes, high
Yeah.
fumes.
Hmm.
Yes, is
Yeah, that
correctly.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When you believe that you are better of the rest, and this is not what Luis Diaz shows, because when you passed from Porto to Liverpool, nowadays Luis Diaz stays in the best team, is the Colombian in the best team, and we can see that is the only Colombian in the Champions League nowadays. So when you know that things, maybe you believe that you are better of the rest of the team, and everybody tell us that Luis Diaz is with a special character, and he is trying to motivate the team with a voice of leadership, and this is awesome for us because we start to know a leader in national team, and nowadays we don't have this character in Colombian. Um, this is important, I know, because you are very interested in all the things that happen in the national team and in Colombia and Luis Diaz.
Yeah, of course, mate. And you know, we've got some more questions as well, and I think Jamie's got one for you now. So,
Mhm.
Jamie.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Pipe, as well. It was so great to hear about so many Colombians, like in Liverpool now, that the moves happen. So it's great to expand a fan base globally for sure. And and I wanted to tell you that it's very well reciprocated as well. There's a lot of I speak for a lot of Liverpool fans that say we're now watching Colombian games. We're staying up to 12:30 to watch Diaz play for Colombia. I've got myself a Colombian flag, so the love's very much there for both. But you touched on it then, and I just wanted to ask, as you reported, Pipe, Diaz came in at the end of the January transfer window. Liverpool have played 13 games since then, and Diaz is featured in 12 of them, starting 7. So, like you said, he's lit the Premier League alight. Was you surprised by his instant impact? Because it's very hard to make an instant impact into a Klopp team. And also, can you see him being a guaranteed starter for us next season, and who for?
I think we are very happy because we can see that process of Jurgen Klopp in Liverpool is great. It's awesome because Luis Diaz don't play like a person, like an individuality. He plays for the team. And Jurgen Klopp, I know that improved that on every people that he has in charge, because we can see that Salah, Mane, Diogo Jota change his mind with Jurgen Klopp and plays for the team, not for him, not for themselves. So this is very important, and we can see, and we are very happy because Luis Diaz understand that the important in the game is not the individuality, and the important right now is the team. And and I I I, I wanted to know, guys, for the maybe a special adaptation in Liverpool, because when you see the Colombian matches, like this goal of Luis Diaz against Bolivia in last week, you can see that Luis Diaz has maybe more liberty, maybe is more free to play different, and we don't see this in Liverpool. And I think is mm, because the coach of the national team needs that from Luis Diaz, and Jurgen Klopp has a lot of players that can do that. So I think this goal is the perfect example to show you that in this moment Luis Diaz is not showing the 100% that he maybe can play for Liverpool. It's in the process to show you that that kind of characteristics, that kind of goals. And I don't know if you understand me, the tactically of Luis Diaz in the national team, and the difference now with Jurgen Klopp in Liverpool.
Yeah, of course. We definitely saw it, and in that goal, like I said earlier, I was celebrating it when he scored, like he just scored it for Liverpool. So it was really nice to see, and of course, we send our commiserations to you and your family and friends about not making the World Cup. But Mo Salah also didn't make the World Cup, and he's viewed as the best player in the world in our eyes. So it's not easy getting out those groups for teams like Colombia and Egypt, etc. So I'm sure, like you said, Luis Diaz will captain Colombia or whatever to bigger and better days ahead. Maybe a Copa America win or something like that as well. So yeah, we'll be supporting you all the way, mate. We've got some
Mhm.
questions from our followers as well. We wanted to get them involved, and LFC JRP says, "How far do you think Luis Diaz will go at Liverpool? Do you think he can become a legend at the club in years to come?" It's a great question.
Well, I can know the future, but I am absolutely sure that Luis Diaz first to go out from Liverpool in these 5.5 years of the contract will be super hard. And if he with club improve the level, I'm absolutely sure that he is going to be one of the most important players for Liverpool and in the world, because he's super nice, a super nice person, a super grateful person, and we can see that when he uh, hug Jurgen Klopp in all the matches. He's super grateful with the opportunity and with the love that Jurgen Klopp he's show him in all this time. He's super happy. I think in Liverpool is the most happiest person.
I was just going to ask Pipe, as I've seen from the replies from the tweet on Twitter. LFC Els asks, who are the most exciting talents from Colombia right now? We've seen the name Luis Sinestera, if I've pronounced that right, mentioned. What do you think of the talents coming up in Colombia right now? Is there anyone we should be keeping an eye on?
Oh, sorry, guys. Can you explain me the question? I really don't understand. Sorry.
Yeah, so is there any exciting talents coming from Colombia? So is there any players of the Colombian national team we have to keep our eyes out for?
The name of Luis Diaz in a place, for example.
Yeah, so somebody mentioned on our tweet a player called Luis Senestera. Does he play for PSV? I think as an upcoming Colombian talent that maybe Liverpool should, look out for in the future. So, are there any other young Colombian players that you can see, reaching high levels?
Uh, I really don't know because the culture here is so difficult to understand. But in the past, when Falcao, James, maybe Shakira, J Balvin shows the talent of Colombia. A lot of families put to his child the name of this principal character, famous. No, I absolutely sure that Luis Fernando nowadays is a super now name, but we can know if Luis Fernando is for Luis Diaz, but I we can know that in the future. But all the guys, all the kids love Luis Diaz. This move to this transfer to Liverpool is showing this important in the guys, in the kids, in the children, because they are very happy. They're um, everyone want to be part of this big movement to Luis Diaz and this motion.
Cool.
I don't know if I ask the question.
No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Maybe we're saying the names wrong as well, so it's absolutely fine. Your English is perfect, mate. It's probably better than mine, to be fair. So don't worry about it. Yeah. So somebody else, just moving away from Luis Diaz for a minute. And this is a very, very hot topic in the Liverpool fans right now. LFC Luke has asked, do you have any information on Mohamed Salah's contract situation? Because all the journalists are saying different things. Some are saying that he might sign, some are saying that he's not. Do you know anything yourself that you could tell us right now about Mo Salah?
Yeah, I'm trying to be the most responsible person in this moment because I know what is the meaning of Salah for Liverpool fans, and I'm trying to ask a different person that knows here in Colombia the situation of Mohamed Salah, and well, there is a request from Salah to increase his salary beyond 300,000 pounds a week because he thinks he deserves it. And it's because, but this increase is not crazy like what Ozil earned in Arsenal or what Paris Saint Germain pay. He wants something like 4 years of contract with a possible extension to one more, and this first negotiation of January and February were not productive, but not because there is no an environment for it to be signed, but rather it was to establish conditions to talk surely before July on a date that will soon be definite. I also know that there are not only two but three top teams that have asked about their conditions if they leave. in case that they leave Liverpool in I don't know, maybe in the next year in the summer. But nowadays, I don't see that Salah go out from Liverpool in summer. And the teams, I can say the names because they have forbidden me, but nothing concrete yet. Normal inquiries that uh, every teams made. These teams obviously could pay a good salary and need a player like characteristic of Salah. But nowadays, I know that Mohamed Salah wants to sign a new contract with Liverpool because he's very happy in the city with the fans and playing for a club like Liverpool, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can see he's happy, and we can see that he loves it here when he plays. And I think the thing is, Liverpool, they're not ran like other clubs. Whereas if you look at Manchester City, if they had Mo Salah, they'd give him the money tomorrow. Like, whatever you want,
Yeah,
write it, sign it. But for us, it's just it's frustrating because we've got this wage structure where players don't get that amount of money. So for Liverpool fans, we can't help but think if he's already turned one contract down, then the chances of them giving him another one not very high, if you understand. Because I, I just don't know. In my opinion, I've never had a good feeling about it because I know how the club works and I know how much money Mo Salah wants. And you're absolutely right. He deserves the money. Of course, he deserves it. He's, like I said to you earlier, we see him as the best player in the world. He should be paid like the best player in the world. But do you think that this is going to be resolved anytime soon, or do you think this is going to go on into, he's got 1 year left on his deal? Like, what's your opinion on how it unfolds?
now in this moment, I think this is an environment, bad in my environment about this situation, because that you tell is true. But I think the feeling is that he going to start to talk. Is a lot of time to watch what going to happen in the next months. But no, I think if the conditions for Liverpool and for Mohamed Salah is pressed to do the best in the best way, I think he going to sing the new contract. I I think he wants to be valued, and because he feels that he deserves, like I said, and like you said. Mm, but keep calm. The negotiation is not start. Only both parts put the conditions, and I think maybe in July we're going to have news about this deal. So it's a negotiation. Maybe is the one part want things and other part maybe I don't know. The camp of Liverpool wants to pressure the situation to Salah reduce his desires, his economical desires. But it is normal. Is this world of the transfer market that is like a jungle.
Yeah, of course, mate. And these things aren't easy, are they? And I fully know that whatever the decision is, whether Mo Salah stays, which is what we all want, or if he leaves, the club will always, as long as Jurgen Klopp's there, as long as it's run in the right way, that we'll always move forward. And let's just hope that Mo Salah does sign. And also to everyone listening right now, make sure you follow Pipe, because I'm pretty sure if Pipe ever finds out more news about this situation, he'll tweet it out. He'll come on the podcast and talk about it. So make sure you follow him if you don't already. You can find his out on the Anfield Talk Twitter page. But Pipe, we really thank you for your time tonight, my friend. It's been a really good conversation. We're going to let you go, and me and Jamie are going to be carrying on talking about Liverpool fixtures coming up. So thanks a lot for coming, mate, and we'll look forward to having you again next time.
Thank you, Pipe.
Now, guys, thanks to you, thanks to the Anfield Talk and followers to Tadpod. I'm very happy to stay here, and this is the start for a great adventure that we're
Absolutely.
going to have. And keep calm with the situation of Mohamed Salah. I I have a good feeling, and um, I'm very happy to bring you the best news of Luis Diaz. Remember, the best Colombian player nowadays and the leader of the national team.
100%, mate. Thank you once again. And from us to you, mate, you'll never walk alone, I guess.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm
You're
very
welcome,
happy.
mate. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Take care, Pipe.
Bye bye. Greetings from Colombia.
Greetings back, mate. But Jamie, we're just gonna carry on talking about Liverpool. Like I said to you at the start, the international break is finished now. Liverpool are back. A game where I have to kind of pinch myself when I think of this. If we win tomorrow, on Saturday, sorry, we're going to top of the league. And I know City still have to play. Of course, they've got Burnley away, which it's not been an easy game for them, and that's not been an easy game for many teams. To be fair, like of course they are on the table for a reason, but they've got a way of frustrating the top teams, and we know that from last season. So, Jamie, how important is it that we win tomorrow to go top of the league to put the pressure on?
Yeah, massively.
I
Like
keep saying tomorrow. I think it's Friday. Sorry, on
yes,
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, like Thiago said, and Klopp and most of the boys this season in interviews, every game's a cup final, and Watford's no different. They're fighting for relegation. Roy Hodgson's, he's been there, he's done that, a bit of a relegation scrapping. He knows to get out. So it's not the easiest game, but it's definitely a game that we should be winning and possibly comfortably. I'd like us to wrap it up early, a bit similar to Vicarage Road earlier on in the season. A 5-0 would be nice, and rest a bit for Benfica because we've got a massive and compact April list. But one to look forward to as well. Like Thiago said, I think it's a period where we'll be very nervous. I'm sure our resting heart rates will be up massively this month. But look forward to it as well. Cherish the fact that we're in the quadruple chase. And just appreciate the moment. There's no point moaning. There's no point whinging if we don't win a game. We're massively in a quadruple chase. I'm not saying we're going to win it just yet, but look, we're in it to win it, aren't we? So, yeah, tomorrow's as big as any other game we play in April, and we have to win it.
Yeah, you're right. I couldn't really put it any better. The 5-0 before at Vicarage Road was beautiful. One of Salah's best performances. And to be fair, we all know it's one of Salah's favourite teams to play against. He always does bits against Watford. Will he start? Is he ready to start after the World Cup qualifiers and obviously the World Cup heartbreak? Who knows? I hope he is. Because this is it now. Like, if Mo Salah's on form, if Trent's on form, if Thiago's on form, then the sky is the limit for this team. Like, I said it earlier. I said it yesterday, actually. There was a tweet from the Anfield Talk, actually. It was, who do you think will be the most important player coming up for this run? And I immediately quoted it with a gif of Trent, because if you remember, last season, in the last 10 games where Liverpool had to almost not lose a single game, Trent was just different gravy to anything we'd seen that season. Of course, he had his dip last season, which everyone did in the team. Let's not forget that. But I just think those three players that I said, Allison as well. In fact, everyone's going to be as equally as important as each other. But I just think those players, Trent, Salah, Thiago, if all three of those players are on it every game, if we keep them fit, because obviously that is the main thing with Thiago, keeping him fresh. I've got a good feeling about it, and I just pray that Salah can start on Saturday. I hope that he's put the heartbreak to one side, and of course, it's easier said than done. We all know how much he wants to guide that Egypt team to success and to uncharted territory that they've not had before. But it wasn't meant to be this time, and I don't think that's any discredit to Mo Salah. A lot of people have been taking this time to laugh at him, just like they did in the AFCON final. So, they just got to pray that Mo Salah doesn't lead us to anything, because if Mo Salah leads us to a Premier League or Champions League title this season, boy, some people are going to be deactivating. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, should we do team prediction? Because it's been a long time. We don't really know who's in contention to start. We don't know if the whole Trent thing's a bluff. We don't know if he's expected to start on Saturday. I guess we'll give it our best shot, and we'll go with our predicted lineups. But what do you think is going to be the lineup? Not what does Jamie want. What does Jamie think is going to be the lineup?
Okay, right, interesting. I think we'll get to the point of Salah. Well, I'll leave to the attackers to last because I've got a point on Salah on Saturday. My team that I think it will be, I think it'll be Alisson there, of course. I'd be shocked if otherwise. Robertson left back. This is where we struggle, isn't it? We don't know if Trent is a bluff, like he said, or if he's injured. I don't know if he was training on his own today. I've seen some reports that he was, some reports that he was in the gym with everyone else and stuff like that. So it's simple, isn't it? If Trent's fit, play him. If not, Gomez right back. I think he did a great job against Nottingham Forest there. So I think we're sound for Watford in that position. So generally, that's the only position I couldn't really call. Like, I think it's completely 50-50. Van Dijk and Matip. Matip has to play, not being on international duty. Look, Van Dijk does deserve a rest, but I don't think you can rest him at all, to be honest. So I'd go Matip and Van Dijk with Fabinho, Keita, presuming that he's back fit. Obviously, I don't know if that was a bluff as well, possibly. But if he's back fit, I'd like Fabinho with Keita and Thiago. Thiago's a definite starter for me on
He
Saturday.
didn't go away either, to be fair.
Because he didn't go away. If Keita's not fit, I think Henderson goes in. And then this is where it gets interesting. Okay, for me, what I have a feeling is going to happen is I think it'll be Jota on the left, Mane on the right, and Bobby up top. Now, my reasoning, I actually replied to the Anfield Talks tweet with my reasoning behind this. Sadio, for me, he's flying at the minute. He's full of confidence. You know, AFCON, he's been fantastic in 2022. AFCON seemed like it's lifted him into a Sadio that we know from a couple of years ago and not more of last season Sadio. So that's been great to see. I think Jota didn't have as much of an intense international duty as Mo and Diaz did, and he also didn't suffer the heartbreak that they did. And Bobby was rested. Bobby didn't go, so I'd definitely say Bobby's the guaranteed starter out of the three. But the reason I rest Mo and Diaz is because Mo had a knock going into the Egypt squad. If it was Klopp's choice, he definitely wouldn't have gone. And then he goes and plays another 120 minutes against, the best side in Africa as well. So that's so tough. Hopefully his foot's okay. And he suffered a bit of heartbreak. So I'd rest him. I'd like to see that angry Mo come off the bench, especially when we got Benfica Tuesday. And then I'd also rest Diaz because, again, heartbreak. He's played so many minutes. Like we mentioned to Pipe, he's come in. Liverpool have played 13 games and he's featured in 12 of them. So no one really expected that. So I'd rest Diaz for Benfica as well. So that would be my team. What would your team be?
Oh, it's tough, mate. It is tough. Alisson in goal, Robbo, Verge, Matip, and I'm gonna say Gomez. I've got a sneaky feeling Trent might be okay, but we'll say Gomez for now. And then I'll go with Fabinho, Thiago. They're definites, 100%. And then again, Naby if he's fit. I think that's a great shout from you. But we don't really see that Naby Thiago partnership. But I guess Watford at home might be a time where we can see it. So yeah, I think that's a good midfield. And then front three, I will go with. You know what? I think I'm going to use yours. I think it's going to be exactly the same team for me. Because Jota played whilst being away. Diaz, like you just said, played. I think he can maybe do a bit. Wait, did you say Diaz or Jota on the left?
I said Jota on the left. Diaz.
Okay, so
Diaz.
I'm still gonna chuck Diaz in there because I think you lack the creativity if it's Jota, Bobby, and Mane. I think you need someone in there to, be that spark. I know Bobby can do it, and Mane can do it as well. To be fair, but I don't know. I just think Jota's, like we all know, is best down the middle. So I'll go with Diaz, and then maybe at half time put Mane on the left, and then bring Salah on the right, give him 45. I don't know, but it's really tricky because we've just seen an international break where these players played loads of football. Even Robertson, we didn't mention him, and now all of a sudden they're straight back into it in one of it is the biggest league game of the season now. Chance to go top of the league with like 9 games left or whatever. With City still to play, of course, we need to make that clear, but we have to win to every single game we have left, basically. And it's easier said than done, of course, but we believe that this Liverpool team can do it, and to just be put into that situation straight away from international break, it's like I don't know what's going to happen. But what I will say is I believe that a lot of people have been a bit worried about the amount of fixtures we've got coming up, and of course it's a good point. There's so much football to be played in front of us, but I think we're at our best when we are playing football frequently. Maybe not as frequently as this, because this is mad. This is like 2 games a week from now until May. But I think when you put this team in a run of games where it's just going through it every single Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, it's kind of like we build a rhythm and we get into our stride, and it's what we did last season. Of course, we were out the Champions League earlier than we'd have liked to have been, but yeah, I think it's much better for this team to play this often than playing once a week like some teams. But we won't go there for now. But yeah, just on the back of what you said, I think you made a good point that save some of those players for Benfica, and then hopefully on Tuesday we can get that done in the first leg, and then the second leg is almost like a game where we can rotate, because there's not that many games left where you'd see the likes of Harvey Elliott being rotated in, and Curtis Jones, and maybe even Canates to some extent. I mean, he's probably going to play now and again, but you want Virgil and Matip. They're the two best. They're the Champions League winning centre backs. They've been incredible this season. Absolutely phenomenal. So like I said, Tuesday, Benfica. Let's put Watford to a side for a minute. Just quickly talk about that, because you did mention last time we spoke that you want it to be done in the first away leg. So do you see that being a thing, or do you still see it being like a game where it's going to be a bit cagey and then bringing the game back to Anfield?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the principle stands the same for me. I want every game in April to be wrapped up as soon as possible, so we can rest as many players for the upcoming games. But I'm not going to lie, I don't know so much about Benfica. I definitely think it's a game that we should be steamrolling through, if I'm honest. I watched them in the first leg, in the second leg against Ajax. They got battered, to be honest with you. Very lucky to win, but a very well fought win. They were defensively solid. One thing that I do know about Benfica, looking at the Ajax game, is the centre back partnership of Nicolas Otamendi and Vertonghen. Obviously, we remember that from the Premier League, and two players that we had good success against. To be fair, Otamendi was always a glass jaw at the back of City's defence, and Vertonghen can't be that fast at 35 to handle Diaz, Salah, Mane, Jota, Bobby, and players like this. So I would like to come home with at least a 2-goal deficit, to be honest. I don't want to underestimate Benfica. I'm not saying it'll be like that. I'm not saying it'll be easy. That's just what I want. Do I see it like going like that? I'm not so sure. I just see us going through.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, mate. A team that's come this far in every competition, we've got back to our standard that we set, and we all know how good this team is, and maybe people did forget it, but now we've kind of reminded them how good we are. And you'd like to think, with a team like Benfica, no disrespect to them at all, because of course they must have done really well to get to this level, this stage of the competition. But like, it's Liverpool going for 4 trophies, so it's like you can kind of understand why we are a bit confident. And for my own sake as well, we better win this, because when I did the live draw on YouTube, I did the reaction stream to it. I went crazy when we got drawn Benfica. So I don't want to become a meme basically is what I'm trying to say. So um, I'm sure that will get clipped if, the unthinkable happens and we go out, but that's not going to happen. I'm fully confident we'll go there and we'll get the job done, and maybe not absolutely batter them, because, like I said, to get to this level of the Champions League, you have to be a good team. You can't be a crap team and get to this stage, especially a team like Benfica, who have so many other teams around them that are seen as better teams. You know what I mean? So we have to respect them, of course. But like I say, we know how good this team is. Yeah, we know how much we want this competition. It's what we live for. They're the best days being a Liverpool fan. Watching the Reds play in the Champions League, it's just the best feeling in the world. But guys, that is all we have time for tonight. It's been a really, really good podcast with Jamie and the legend Pipe Sierra. I just wanted to make it clear as well that Pipe will be back. He's going to come on the pod regularly. He's got a segment on the podcast site where he's going to come on for 20, 25 minutes like he did today, and just give us a bit of an update of what's going on in, the world of transfers, talk a bit about Luis Diaz, talk a bit about Colombia, etc. Because Pipe is one of us now. Like, ever since that podcast, ever since the space, ever since we got him on the other podcast, ever since we've interacted with Pipe, he's been absolutely top class with us. Like, he's so friendly, his English is incredible, and yeah, he's just a great guy to have around. So we're going to get him back on more often in the future. So make sure you watch out for that. Absolutely drop him a follow on Twitter. Make sure you do that right now. As soon as you listen to this, follow him on Twitter. And yeah, I just wanted to finish this on, Jamie alluded to it earlier. Thiago Alcantara put out a brilliant tweet today, and I was just smiling when he put this tweet out. He put a big pro ahead, let's enjoy it, or something like that. And I think he just gets it, like, so much. Like, of course we're going to be stressful, we're going to be anxious. Like Jamie said, our heart rates are going to go through the roof. But these are the great times to be a Liverpool fan, and let's enjoy it. Of course, we've got to prepare ourselves that at some point along this journey, it could go wrong at some stage, of course. But like I said, let's just still enjoy it. We've not been in this situation in my lifetime where we're chasing 4 trophies. We've not been this good. We've not had a squad this good. We've not had a manager this good. I'm really looking forward to this month, Jamie. Is there anything you wanted to say on the back of that, just to finish off and, talk about the upcoming month?
Yeah. Well, you spoke about the tweet, so you covered all that. I'm going to speak about the player. I think Thiago himself is going to be absolutely crucial to this April. He's a born winner. A player with bags of experience. He's experienced it all. He's experienced heartbreak. He's experienced being champions of the league. I think he's been in 2 seasons where he hasn't won the league, and that's it. And he's 30 years old, so that just shows how much of a winner he is, and the experience that he'll bring to the dressing room. I have no doubt in my mind that you see it in the All or Nothing in the Tottenham, how Harry Kane and players speak for Tottenham and players spoke for City, like company. I think Thiago will be a loud voice in the dressing room before games as well, just calming everything down. So I think there's crucial players, just to name a few, Thiago, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Salah, Trent, that we have to keep fit. But yeah, so the player for me is so important about that tweet. The tweet's great. Like I said, just wrapping it up. Let's enjoy this April. It still doesn't seem real that we're chasing a quadruple with one already in the bank, and how possible it is. I'm not saying we're going to do it, but it's fairly close considering we're in a semi-final, we're in a title race with 2 months left, and a quarter-final, which should possibly be a semi-final in the Champions League as well. So it's massive. Enjoy it. Let's see where it takes us. And yeah, this is what dreamers and believers are meant to do. You've got to believe in the team in this period, like Klopp said, with doubters to believers, and hopefully to winners at the end of the season as well.
Absolutely, Jamie. You've absolutely hit the nail on the head. I second everything you've just said. But guys, make sure you follow the podcast on Spotify so you don't miss out anything else from now on until the end of the season. obviously transfer season coming around as well in the summer, which, you know, we're going to go ham with content for. So again, make sure you're following, notifications on, subscribe if you're watching it on YouTube, whatever you need to do, follow Anfield Talk. We're closing in on 100K, which is going to be incredible. So make sure you do all those things. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this podcast. Jamie, you've been incredible. Pipe, if you're listening, thank you once again for your time. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Take
Take care,
care.
guys.